Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Wow, so the Bitcoin dip is continuing. As you guys can see, the last few days now, we've seen some bearish movement for Bitcoin. And, when we were up here, I was saying, even if we get down to this level here, which I think will be the new support level for Bitcoin. As you guys can see, we did wick up into resistance back in December, and Bitcoin has formed support here in the past. You guys can see a few wicks down, even back in June of 2022. We did wick down into this level before moving back up, so we can see Bitcoin has maintained support here in the past. We can see that by an old resistance level as well. I've said, even if we do hit this level here, and guys, if you're wondering, this level is roughly, 18,300 give or take, 18,004, 18,003 per coin. Right now we've got Bitcoin trading at 19,700. Ultimately though, hitting this level would still mean technically a bullish trend when you zoom out. Let me throw it on the weekly. Just to kind of show you guys here, we would still be making higher lows even if Bitcoin did come down to 18,400. Now, where it goes from there is anybody's guess. I'm not even saying that it will go to 18,004, but if it does, I will not be surprised. And you know what, guys? I will still be bullish on the current trend. I mean, we are seeing a bit of a decimation to the market cap right now, $913 billion. And we still got Bitcoin dominance holding on at 41.6. But take a look at the last 24 hours here, guys. Bitcoin down 8.8. Ethereum is down 9.75, and I think I can guess why. We've got other cryptocurrencies like BNB coin down 7.5, XRP is down 7.9, Cardano is down 4.26. So you guys can see rest of the market feeling the bleed here. Even some double-digit downers like TRX, Tron, Litecoin down 14.8 and 16.7% respectively. So market having a bit of a down day, but you know what? This is the ebb and flow of what it's going to take to get us up to those new all-time highs. You guys can see here, Bitcoin has had a bad week, bringing up the total crypto market here. You can see the entire crypto market has had one of its worst weeks in a long time. We haven't really seen a week this bad since November 7th during the FTX collapse. And, I think it's because lawmakers are trying to figure out, they're trying to find more reasons to push a negative crypto narrative on us, to get us to take our money out. And, for some of the noobs, unfortunately, it is working. We've got XRP, and just bring up XRP up here on the weekly. You guys can see XRP hasn't fared that poorly, actually. This is actually forming a bullish pennant pattern on the weekly if we were to include that tail down here from this weekly candlestick back at the beginning of January. XRP is trading right now at 361 per coin. And guys, I mean, it's a glorious day, I think, for some of us XRP hodlers. To be able to revel in this digital asset buy here on Twitter. Hey, Coinbase, time to delist Ethereum. All it took was a suit for you to delist XRP. Why, oh why, are you not delisting Ethereum? And this is because, guys, Ethereum has now been targeted by the New York General Attorney or Attorney General. They are claiming that Ethereum is a security in the new KuCoin lawsuit. This brought to us by Dylan LeClaire here on Twitter. So Vitalik Buterin and the Ethereum Foundation retain significant influence over Ethereum and are often the driving force behind major initiatives on the Ethereum blockchain that impact the functionality and price of ETH. This is a statement, a brand new statement coming from this lawsuit. Most relevant here, Buterin and the Ethereum Foundation played key roles in facilitating the recent fundamental shift of the transaction verification method from proof of work to proof of stake. Indeed, one developer who worked on creating the software necessary for the transition stated that his team was granted permission by the Ethereum Foundation to work on this shift to proof of stake. So now what they are suggesting is Ethereum is classified officially, at least by the New York Attorney General. This is not the SEC suing Ethereum. So does that mean something? Does it not mean anything at all? We're going to get into this, guys. Link to the filing here, again, from Dylan LeClaire here, and Calvin Ayre commenting on this. Yep, everything including the protocol fork BTC is a security. The original Bitcoin, now only BSV, is the only one not. Read and learn. So Calvin Ayre taking a bit of a different stance on this. Fred Rispoli, though, mentioning this, the SEC already said in our court case it informally considers Ethereum network or Ethereum a security. So we did actually get that We got that at least through the XRP case. There wasn't anything official, though, until yesterday. And so it is trying to get the case dismissed without making too big of a splash. Welcome to the party. I love this GIF image here. I'm sure probably most people know that this is from the original Die Hard movie. Anyway, what is going on with this new case? Well, it originally started with a KuCoin lawsuit as well. New York Attorney General sues KuCoin and says Ethereum is a security. So here are the highlights, guys. In the complaint, Attorney General Letitia James said that not only Terra Luna and Terra USD were securities, but also Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. In today's announcement, here's the statement. This action is one of the first times a regulator has been sued in the court for the security of ETH, one of the largest cryptocurrencies available. The question is that ETH and Luna and UST is a speculative value based on the efforts of third-party developers to provide profits to Ethereum owners. And the indictment also targets KuCoin for falsely representing itself as an exchange. In fact, it is a broker-dealer of securities and commodities. The Seychelles-based exchange is ranked 17th in the world based on CoinGecko's list of crypto exchanges and based on a trust score and 24-hour trading volume. KuCoin allows users to buy and sell cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they are being targeted for another reason. Nevertheless, they're not letting Ethereum get away unscathed. The move by Attorney General Letitia James is the latest in a series of tough actions by U.S. authorities against the crypto industry. And just down here, New York State, which has the strictest laws in the country regarding crypto, filed a lawsuit against the crypto exchange CoinEx last month. In addition, he failed to register himself as a broker-dealer of securities and products. So, guys, just the latest now, and the crypto market obviously feeling, well, XRP is not, but the rest of the crypto market feeling the burn here. Again, this is the total on the weekly, and this has been the worst month now since the FTX collapse back in early November of 2022. So what's going to come out of this? Anders here posting this. There we go. Remember, XRP had a lawsuit of it being a security before the SEC went after Ripple. Funny timing, right before we might have some sort of resolution in the Ripple case. So could it be serendipitous? Could the timing actually work out in our favor? So Anders here just retweeting out Dylan's original tweet. Jim XRP down here saying Ethereum will piggyback off the resolution of Ripple. Anders responding, maybe not. Since proof of stake offers rewards to holders, they can make the argument that it's simply a security because you're promised a reward. Holders of XRP are not rewarded. And so Insane Trout down here saying it could be argued that by holding XRP, people were rewarded with Songbird and Flare. Does that make it a security? I don't know if that would necessarily. That had nothing to do with Ripple Labs or the XRP ledger directly. Anders saying, I think that's a stretch for many reasons. Another party issuing the token without needing any consent from anyone. FLR and SGB are different chains from XRPL. That would make Bitcoin a security since BTC holders were airdropped BCH. So all very interesting points here. Riz down here saying a level playing field. That is exactly what we need. What if the flip the switch means flip the script? And the flippening is XRP overtaking Ethereum. Well, it wouldn't be the first time we saw XRP overtake Ethereum in market cap back in 2018. XRP was the number 2 coin here on CoinMarketCap. So, I mean, anything could happen, guys. The story is getting interesting. Even John Deaton is coming out and saying he's planning a countersuit as regulators allege Ethereum is a security after XRP. This one brought to us by Michael Branch here. So the NYAG alleges that Ethereum passes the Howey test, posting it as a speculative asset that relies on the efforts of third-party developers. Let me just go down here. The full complaint filed with the courts cites Ethereum's initial coin offering transition to proof of stake and promotion on the Ethereum Foundation's website as an investment as supporting reasons for the claim. And then interestingly, the views laid out by the NYAG closely resemble those often outlined by the US SEC. Gary Gensler, notably Gensler, has posited that Ethereum's transition to proof of stake makes it more like a security. You guys remember a few months ago when Gary did come out and say that when Ethereum was going through that transition. If you think there isn't coordination between the SEC and the NYAG, you're not paying attention. This is what John Deaton tweeted yesterday. So he thinks the SEC, the NYAG, even though the SEC isn't coming after Ethereum specifically, the NYAG and the SEC are in cahoots and they're trying to coordinate their efforts here. What is more of a surprise is that despite the NYAG's latest enforcement against KuCoin, other crypto exchanges registered in a state without securities and commodities broker-dealer licenses they're offering Ethereum trading with the approval of the state regulator. Another quote down here, it's not like New York had no idea that Ether was being offered. They knew it for years because to get a license and register in New York, you actually have to have the assets that you plan to offer to New Yorkers greenlisted by their financial regulator. So it is interesting, John Deaton's point of view here, taking the facts and understanding how the NYAG works. As you guys know, John Deaton is a lawyer in New York. So a bit of a different approach here that I think regulators are taking. So it doesn't look like the SEC is bearing the brunt of the backlash. I think maybe it could be strategic, it could be political. Deaton plots a counteraction lawsuit, though. So John Deaton, who's already represented thousands of XRP hodlers in the SEC case against Ripple, and as a friend of the court, has launched multiple portals for members of the Ethereum community to sign up for a class action lawsuit refuting the claim. So guys, here is the tweet. Ethereum is not a security, John Deaton goes on to say. Had the SEC claimed Ethereum was a security, I would have acted just as I did over XRP. These regulators are out of control. Retail holders need to speak for themselves. If you are an Ethereum holder and want to fight back, sign up below. So another portal here for those Ethereum holders who may be watching this right now, who are thinking maybe their investment could be in for a rough ride over the next several months, maybe years. John Deaton here saying we will seek to have our voices heard in the court and not let these career bureaucrats pretend to protect us. Your name and email will not be shared with anyone. It is a Google form, and if you don't have a Google account, you can just email the John Deaton Law Firm, and then he gives his email address there. So guys, if you are interested, if you want to participate in this latest endeavor by John Deaton to now go after the NYAG, and act as a friend of the court on behalf of Ethereum holders. I will link this in the description of the video. You guys can see the Google Doc is down here. So you just have to look for this article that I will link in the description, and you can get to that portal through this. Interesting to see how this is going down. XRP Crypto Wolf bringing this up because we are still waiting on a verdict from the judge. We're still waiting on something to come out of the court. Well, it's interesting, though, because in the XRP community, we're really noticing certain little cues, I think, hints, clues, and cues from the judge as to where her decision could be going. This one from XRP Crypto Wolf. So experts share key takeaways from the judge's ruling on testimony admissibility. And this has to do specifically with the judge's grasp, okay? This is somebody's opinion, Meta Lawman here on Twitter, his opinion on the judge's grasp on the technology, which I think is going to be critical. It's going to be pivotal in the case with a vested interest in the ongoing battle between the SEC and Ripple Labs. And since this is growing, a law expert has shared key takeaways from the recent ruling of the presiding judge on the admissibility of expert testimony. So another opinion here, again from Meta Lawman, according to Twitter, the user Meta Lawman, who claims to have handled a number of securities cases in the Southern District of New York, the judge has a good grasp of XRP and the technology that underpins it. So I think that is a good sign. I just finished reading Judge Torres's 57-page ruling on the admissibility of expert testimony in the SEC versus Ripple. And as a trial lawyer, he says, who handled a number of securities cases in the Southern District of New York, I have 5 takeaways here. So let's click on that and let's take a look at what some of these takeaways are. The judge's ruling on admissibility are legally sound and unlikely to be disturbed on appeal, which is no surprise. The judge demonstrates a good grasp of XRP and the related technology and excellent command of the legal issues, claims, and defenses in the case. So that's all good, in terms of understanding how this technology is going to change and thereby, really understanding why XRP is not a security. Both sides appropriately pushed the envelope on the expert testimony they wanted to submit, so it was no surprise that both sides had some testimony excluded. The judge drew the line in a consistent manner with no bias or leanings or tea leaves discernible to me. The judge sustained Ripple's objection to expert testimony the SEC wanted to offer about the intentions of XRP purchasers. This is a setback for the SEC because the reasonable expectations of purchasers is a component of the Howey test for defining an investment contract. So note that, guys. Good for us, bad for the SEC. The judge overruled the SEC's objections to expert testimony that XRP is not treated as a security in the IRS code. So we've talked about some of these. XRP should not be treated as a security under generally accepted account principles. And XRP has commercial utility in a number of use cases. Expert testimony that XRP is not a security for purposes of the IRS code, GAAP, and many commercial uses are simple concepts that would be easily understood by jurors should this case proceed to trial. So again, suggesting here that this is good for XRP hodlers because this can be proven if this were to go to a trial jury. I don't know. Will the SEC take that opportunity? Is this in their favor at this point in time? Bottom line is, he sees it as this. These rulings were a net positive for Ripple and XRP hodlers. Does this necessarily mean Ripple will win the case on summary judgment? No, it does not. But I do think these rulings make a summary judgment win for the SEC unlikely. Given the extensive legal analysis of claims and defenses that went into these rulings, I believe the judge is probably close to issuing a decision on the summary judgment motions. The full decision on admissibility of expert testimony is available here, so I will link this in the description. If you guys are interested to peruse further, wanted to thank Meta Lawman here and XRP Crypto Wolf, obviously, for posting that. Also, Michael Branch, Anders on Twitter, and everybody else that I have forgotten to thank. Dylan Leclerc and Digital Asset Buy. Wanted to keep moving, guys. Another one here from Michael Branch. And Jeremy Hogan also laser focused on targeting some cues from the judge that may mean that she's already made up her mind. Attorney Jeremy Hogan has hinted that the judge in the United States Security and Exchange Commission case against Ripple may have already formed an opinion on whether or not XRP is a security. So what do we have here? The pro XRP lawyer who has followed the case closely hinted at this for a while, sharing an interesting discovery with the community in a tweet today. So this tweet here from Jeremy Hogan, he posted this just yesterday, and I've got the tweet up here. In her recent order, the judge cited the Marine Bank versus Weaver case at least 3 times when discussing what a reasonable XRP purchaser believed when they bought XRP issue. It's a Supreme Court case which asks whether the thing sold was commonly thought of as a security. So the fact that, Jeremy Hogan's picking up on this, the fact that, he's been in a court of law numerous times, he's dealt with judges, he sees this 3 times when discussing what is a reasonable XRP purchaser and what they should have believed. He sees this as a hint, probably that the judge is going to side with XRP hodlers. The agreement in question is not the type of instrument that comes to mind when the term security is used and does not fall within the ordinary concept of a security. Okay, so that was just quoted there from the case. Interesting here, some people going through ChatGPT, wondering what they can get, wondering if they can glean anything from that. ChatGPT literally just makes stuff up, responds Jeremy Hogan. What else do we got down here? Oh yeah, John Deaton responding to this too. Read the language here. A provision in the agreement gave the investors a share of the company's profits, yet the court says the provision itself is not a security. So that's another great point that we should keep in mind. That's a major focus of XRP hodlers' amicus brief. XRP itself is not a security, and neither are secondary sales. Jeremy Hogan responding after reading the Dober order. I think the XRP hodlers' brief and submissions may turn out to be critical. And Fred Rispoli also responding, this is another reason why I'm not 100% that Ripple cannot win outright. I still think it's a long shot, 10%, but Judge Torres sprinkled a lot of warnings to the SEC that a total loss for them at summary judgment is in fact possible. So has the judge made up her mind as per Jeremy Hogan? Discussing this point 3 separate times. Clearly, she's got that point in her mind. Ashley Prosper here also commenting on Jeremy Hogan's tweet. So Judge Torres prohibited Expert 1 from opining on what XRP hodlers believe when buying XRP. And use cases, law that would require that XRP was commonly thought of as a security when sold, when we know it was not. It is clear now XRP will not be a security. So that's Ashley's assessment of the matter based on Jeremy Hogan's tweet. Mr. Hubert here saying, Jeremy, there's no shame in admitting that you made a mistake in declaring your video on the summary judgment motions as your last. As you guys probably know, Jeremy Hogan is retiring from YouTube videos. He did claim that that was the last one he was going to make. Mr. Hubert goes on to say, even though your opinions on the verdicts is what we were all actually waiting for, no one will hold it against you if you make another video or two. I promise. Well, I know I'm not the only one when I say I do hope Jeremy Hogan does make another video. Once we get a solid verdict here, I rode off into the sunset and you'd have me ride back into battle? Your garage band wasn't really successful either. Accept your fate and surrender, jokes Mr. Hubert here on Twitter. Yeah, Jeremy, think you got to make another one, pal. Scott Chamberlain here, also giving his 2 cents on the final decision. Okay, another XRP community lawyer with a decision in the SEC versus Ripple seemingly nigh. I thought I'd do one stupid thing and predict 5 possible outcomes, okay, guys? So, summary judgment for Brad and Chris. I don't think the SEC is anywhere near the evidence to support they knowingly or recklessly sold an unregistered security. So, the Brad and Chris topic, that will likely fly. Number 2, summary judgment for Ripple in respect to overseas sales. Ripple's sales of XRP, an overseas exchange, are not within the court's jurisdiction. A wholly new precedent would be set to deem those domestic transactions finalized in the United States. So, I mean, as we know, the SEC does not have jurisdiction elsewhere, and so the overseas sales, those who do not live in the United States of America, probably don't have to worry too much. Brad and Chris probably don't have to worry too much. So, just a couple of items here to knock off the list. Number 3, summary judgment dismissing the part of the case that asserts XRP itself as a security. So, here's what he says. No precedent supports the digital asset itself being a security. This claim was a contrivance for the SEC not to have to prove each sale and to avoid the problem of overseas sales. What precedes is a limited case about whether any of Ripple's sales of XRP in the US involved an unregistered investment contract because of number 2 and 3. Okay, so the overseas comment there and the summary judgment saying there's no precedent. Because of 2 and 3, I happen to believe the SEC underestimated that most of Ripple's sales occurred on overseas exchanges through an algorithmic trading method. Once overseas and secondary market sales are excluded, there's insufficient meat left on the bone. So Scott Chamberlain's saying, you know, it's not going to be even worth it for them to pursue the few sales that are left. Sefton Hanley down here saying, fair guess, I would align with that estimate, which I would also call a near total win for XRP. I mean, I do not disagree, guys. We're getting closer and closer. Maybe the judge has already made up her mind, as per Jeremy Hogan. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.